With Mario Kart releasing and Nintendo having a spectacular E3, Wii U's are flying off the shelves. And I think it's important that we kind of have a Wii U new owner's guide, and maybe even some of us older owners can learn a few tricks. So I've created a bit of a video here for you. I've kind of separated up each different topic into smaller segments so you can check those out at will. If you check the About section below, you're going to find timestamps as to when each section is, so you can jump to those if you like. I'm going to be moderating the comments on this video, so if you have any questions that I didn't address here, please drop your questions below. I'll be glad to answer them, or someone else can. And anything that really isn't on topic, then I'll be moderating those comments out. So enjoy the video, and I hope you learn a few things. And I apologize for the audio. After I recorded for an hour, I found out the audio wasn't that great. So I apologize for the quality. It's a bit lower than I would have liked, but still enjoy, and I welcome your feedback and comments.
Now that's butter-worthy.
WiiU has allowed you to jump into games or any features you're looking for quicker than ever. As you can see here, not only does the quick start menu of course show you whatever current news or offers they have. As this example, when you register Mario Kart 8, you get a free downloadable game with it as well. Depending upon whether you're US or UK, makes a difference. And from here you can jump into your most recently accessed applications. So as an example, to show you the speed, let's go with Mario Kart 8. You select your profile. And you're into the game. What you're seeing here is the base menu you're going to get whenever you come to, whenever you boot up your Wii U, if you don't go straight from the quick start menu. Of course, you see in the background there the Wara Wara Plaza, which kind of shows you lots of other Mii's running around and the games people are currently talking about. Now on your gamepad here, of course it shows you what's on your main menu. Of course you have a variety of different tabs to go to. In total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs. Hopefully they'll implement folders like they have on the 3DS at some point, but right now that's what we have. And as you can see, I've collected quite a few digital games, including full retail releases. From here, it's as simple as pressing an X button if you want to switch between the two. Have pause on the game and the main on the TV there. And also there's a little bubble here you can touch to just switch between them if you so choose. It's also very simple if you have the Wiimote or the Pro Controller. You don't even have to take the gamepad off of the dock if you so choose. It's just using the power button on those controllers. Once it boots up to the screen you're seeing here, there's a bubble right here in the bottom right corner you can point to with the Wiimote, or you can just press the X button on your Pro Controller in order to switch them over again. It's that simple. Let's go over some of the basic functions of the gamepad itself, because it's very important for anyone to actually know the settings themselves. From the main home menu of the gamepad here, you have everything available that you need at your fingertips, whether it's browser, eShop, Miiverse, what have you. Controller settings are also very important. You can pair different controllers here. You can change the settings of any Wiimotes or Pro Controllers you have directly from the gamepad itself. Of course, the gamepad settings, where you can change the screen brightness, you can turn power saving mode on and off, you can turn rumble on and off, and it also shows you the battery life there. But here it shows you not only the battery life of the gamepad itself, but for each of the controllers that are connected as well. So for example, if I turn on the Pro Controller I've got here, it shows you it has full bars as well, and then we can go in here and we can change its settings while we're at it. And of course you can turn the display off for the gamepad as well. Also another feature with the gamepad, and I'm going to show you this with just a random virtual console game here. But a feature from within any game, whether it's a retail game, digital game, indie game, virtual console, it doesn't matter. But you have the manual available to you right in the middle of the game. I'll get into more detail with this later when going over virtual console, because there are some virtual console games that have a different features with that. But from here, you can bring up the manual for any game to kind of review the controls. You can page back and forth very easily with the arrow keys, and it's that simple to really go through it. Of course, you have various apps available to you on the Wii U, namely YouTube, Netflix, Hulu Plus, and Amazon Instant Video. Let's give you a couple of examples here. Let's pop over to Netflix, just kind of show you the general functionality of it. Pretty much everything on Netflix can be done with the stylus on the touchscreen if you'd like. And you use a touch to go through the seasons of whatever you would like to see, to choose specific episodes. You can search, and you get your soft keyboard right on the screen itself. And you can of course flip right between kids and normal Netflix, all from the touchpad. So let's go with an episode of The Venture Brothers. Alright, you see it's playing on the screen there. You can very easily change the audio, the subtitles, all from the touchpad. Pressing the button up in the top right hand corner switches between the TV and the gamepad, just as easy as that. And you can review the different seasons, the different episodes, when you're in the middle of watching something. So, Netflix, very useful functionality. Hulu Plus offers many of the same features as Netflix does, but I'm still going to kind of show you as an example what it does differently. Now, immediately with Hulu, everything is handled on your main screen, so you have to actually page through everything manually with your thumbsticks. And on the bottom screen, it kind of gives you general information, like TV, different episode information. So if we go to my queue, which is here, it shows things I have in my queue. So if we go with, let's say for example, let's go with Cosmos here. When I go to a queued episode, it shows on the screen the different episodes I have available in my queue, and on the screen itself it just shows you the general information for each one with the screenshot. And you of course have the option to add to queue, watch now. So if we watch something now, and you see booting up here, it just kind of shows that general information on the gamepad. But what is interesting is on the gamepad, of course, you have all of your controls here. You can easily skip forward. Actually, no, you can easily skip forward. Alright, once we get past the commercial, because, you know, we paid $9 a month for Hulu Plus, still get commercials. Alright, now once we're in the show, from here you have the options, of course, to stop it. You can turn captions on or off with a simple touch. You can choose autoplay on or off, so if you're wanting to binge watch something, turn it on, it'll automatically play the next episode when this is done. And of course your quality is right here, so you can change your quality to whatever your internet supports. My internet unfortunately sucks, so I only have so many options, but you do actually have a fair amount of options here. You can easily switch between TV and gamepad right here. So that functions much the same way it did on Netflix. Everything switches right between the two, just like that. Alright, now as to the YouTube app, from which of course you're watching this video on YouTube, I'm going to be frank with you, the YouTube app is not very good, but I'm going to show you a better way to access YouTube here shortly. But I'll just give you a quick rundown of the app. how you use it, and what you can expect. So when you're going through when you pull it up first, it kind of gives you the what to watch based on what it suggests over what you like. You can go to My Subscriptions, it kind of gives you the most recently posted, or you can just kind of go through each one separate. And on the TV it shows nothing. So all the information is right on your gamepad, but once you actually select something, so if we select Game Explain Thoughts on Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, that's going to show on the TV here, and your gamepad at the same time. So it makes no distinction between the two of them. So the YouTube app on the Wii U I do not recommend, because it's honestly pretty crappy. Alright, so let's show you the eShop from here. That of course being the icon directly in the middle. And I'll kind of give you the basic rundown of it, how it functions, how to browse it, and what to expect. Alright, now from the front menu, which of course you see on your television as well, but you need the gamepad to actually go through the eShop here. But on the front menu, it kind of shows you the current games that have are either being promoted by Nintendo, or if there's a sale, for example, the Ubisoft sale that's going on at the moment. You can scan through the main page here, kind of get an example of what else they have going on here recently. Categories like free to download, typically you'll find demos and things there, on sale now, classics, which are going to be the virtual consoles, and other various things they show here. And you've got quick buttons to each of your virtual console systems. So if you wanted a Game Boy Advance game, you can click Game Boy Advance, and it pulls up a quick list of the Game Boy Advance games that are available for you to purchase. And you can add them to your wish list if you want to keep track of them for later, or if you just want to go ahead and make a purchase. Pretty simple. So if I were to add, for example, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, click Add to Wish List, and it's added. And I can check back at any time from my menu here. So it shows my wish list right there. It shows the titles I rated, shows history, and everything, and of course your balance. Mine of course is 0, but I did just recently purchase Assassin's Creed 4 since it's on sale for $20 at this point. Now going back home, which you can do either with the X button or tapping the top left corner, or back at the front page again. From here is also the news at the top. The news will let you know things, will let you know when new games are released, it'll let you know when there are sales going on, and kind of give you general information. Search is handy as well. You've got a search bar right here in the top right hand corner. You can just punch in whatever you're looking for. So let's say I want to find Donkey Kong. That's simple. Hit OK. And it pulls up everything related to Donkey Kong, whether it's simple videos, whether it's games Donkey Kong has been in, or anything of that matter. And of course you can very easily click and watch any video from within the eShop that's listed, and it boots up quickly. So it shows on your gamepad and it shows on your TV. Alright, and now we're on to something unique to the Wii U, which actually functions incredibly well. The Wii U has a better internet browser than any other console out there, and I dare say it's worth picking up the gamepad when you're just relaxing and surfing the internet and just do it all on its own. Now first, of course you can easily access YouTube and watch new videos, which is how I recommend doing it, as opposed to the YouTube app, because this functions identically to how your YouTube app functions on the Wii U itself, but it works far better, once it loads at least, and I apologize for my sucky internet here. But you can review your subscriptions and everything else just like you would on the normal site from your computer. So if we click on any video here, for example, here's one from Rule of 2 Review regarding Destiny Downgrade. You see it looks just like it does on the normal internet. Now here's a trick. When watching any videos on the Wii U, let's click play there. Click play. Alright, you can see on the gamepad, it's kind of showing the video in its own little separate window there. But on the TV itself, it's showing the full video, which I accidentally paused apparently. But it's showing the full video on the TV, Now on the gamepad, you're free to actually go around the internet however you so choose. So if you want to go back to YouTube and kind of review over your subscriptions, if you want to check your notifications, which you can do, or if you even want to go visit another website while you're watching a video on TV, you're perfectly free to do that. It's that simple. Let's close out of YouTube, and here's the thing. Here's a special trick. Now, if you go to any site where you can post pictures, I'm just showing this site as an example for Imager, imgur.com. From here, you can actually very easily load, if you click computer, if you're signed in, for example, and I'll get to social media here in a moment, but if you're signed into a site like Imager and you want to upload a picture, for example, as simple as clicking computer. When you click computer, normally if you're accessing the website from any game, when you hit upload, it's going to show you the screens from the game, both on the TV and the gamepad, and you can easily post a picture. Now, doing that, as I uploaded previously, I did a screenshot from Mario Kart. Now, the screenshot was posted, and you can see it on the TV there as well, but it was posted during the game, and I just accessed the home menu and went to the internet browser. So during any game, if you need to access the internet, you can very easily do so to check a site like GameFAQs, to look up helpful videos, or maybe if you're feeling like you just need a break in the middle of a game, you can go look up some porn, because there's plenty of that. I'm not going to show you how to do that in a video, but take my word for it, you can do it. Now, if you so chose, and you wanted to go to a social media site like Facebook here, let me back up. Now, you can post a status like you would post any status. The site looks a little different from normal, but that's okay. You can click photo, and again, normally it would pull up the different screenshots of whatever game you're in the middle of to allow you to post. And you just select it, hit post, and it shows up like it would normally. So you just plug in whatever you want to say, hit post, and you're good to go. Now, if you're a fan of Reddit, as I am, there's a site you can access from the gamepad that works exactly like Reddit, but a little different. It's called Weedit. So it's actually just weedit.com, WIIDDIT.com. And from here it functions just like normal Reddit does. So you can choose your subreddit up here. We're going to go to the WiiU subreddit, for example. And it pulls up the subreddit. It pulls up the hot topic, so you can change it to new, rising, controversial, all that sort of thing. So if I wanted to say, oh look, here's here's some screenshots of, what do we got here? Someone's Sears, local Sears, is selling the Afterglow brand WiiU Pro Controller for 15 bucks. You click on that, and it pulls up the screenshot, pulls up the story right there on the right hand side. Another one here would be like the Super Smash Bros. 4 costume reveal for Link, Skyward Sword. And it comes up with the site right there. You just click it, and it takes you right to the site to see the information right there. But at the same time, it keeps it right here in the separate tab. And tabs, of course, is easy as selecting this right here, and it shows each of the different tabs you have available. Now, of course, you can have your own favorites, your own profile, and your little me's right here in the bottom corner. And it shows you each of the different favorite tabs that you have kind of in a book. Very easy to access. Alright, so maybe you're a fan of any sort of streaming video outside of YouTube. So let's go to Twitch. And Twitch functions just as it would anywhere else, just like it would on your computer. So if you're in the mood to see some League of Legends, bam, League of Legends. And it's going to pull up active channels and all of that. So we'll just click one for an example. Give it a moment to load. Alright, and once the play button is solid as opposed to straight through, you're good to go. Just hit play. Oh, could not load. Alright, just hit play, And of course you can expand it out to full screen. Shows on your TV, shows on your gamepad at the same time. And as I showed you earlier, if you hit this little screen, this little button in the bottom right corner, you can continue surfing the internet. You could interact with the comments section if it loads. Sometimes it's a little finicky, but you kind of get the general gist of how that works there. Maybe you're not into Twitch. Maybe you don't like watching other people play games. That's fine. Maybe you're a fan of anime. Let's go to a website called kissanime.com, and there are really numerous websites out there for different streaming services. So be sure to do a simple Google search to search for different sites that might support it. Again, you might find various sites in the comments section down here. So if you're familiar with different streaming sites, feel free to drop some suggestions down in the comments. But what I find works best, if you go to the mobile version of the site, it works a tad bit better. So if we click on anything, which I'll just say, let's see, Black Bullet, no idea what it is, but let's take a look. Once you're there, it kind of pulls up a general description. You can pick any episode you want, and then pick whatever format you're looking for. So because my internet sucks, I picked the low resolution, and then it plays simply on your TV. Once it loads, at least. Again, crappy internet. I apologize. But as before, you can of course search through different. You can continue searching the internet, going to any sites. So if I wanted to go, say, look at Reddit while that's playing, oh hey, look, I've got the option to go search Reddit. So that's the internet for you. Definitely the best on any home console, and I dare say it's worth searching on. It's worth surfing on its own when you're away from your computer. Now, a social aspect that sets the Wii U apart from really any other system on the market here is something called the Miiverse. Now, the Miiverse is basically, think of it like a mixture of Twitter and Facebook, but for games. Each different game has its own little Miiverse community, and even from there they can have sub-communities. And there are certain things like Super Smash Bros. Or Legend of Zelda that just have big catch-all communities, and even apps like YouTube have their own communities. Now here's the main screen you've got here. Any sort of notifications you have will go down here in notifications, or it will go into messages. Alright, here on the main Miiverse page, it kind of shows you the new communities that are going on, anything they've added recently. For example, we've got Pushmo World that just recently came out last week, Mario Kart 8, which came out 2 weeks ago. And of course you can click on any of the communities to see whatever general posts are going on. Now, a lot of the usual posts that are in these player posts, these are the most recent of course, some of them might not be terribly awesome, but at the same time there are a lot of great posts here, and you can come and see if you can help other people out. You can make your own post if you need some help or just want to kind of discuss a game, but also you have all posts, which shows posts not only from people that are playing the game, but anyone that might be posting that haven't picked the game up yet. You can also go to popular posts, which shows you the ones that currently have the most action. You'll also find lots of fantastic artwork, like here, and other general posts that are usually pretty entertaining. So Miiverse is pretty fun to actually surf. But aside from the actual gaming communities, it can function kind of like a Twitter. So if you went to your activity feed, you can just see what all of your friends and people you're following are posting on the Miiverse. And it does actually show 3DS activity as well. So both Wii U and 3DS gets posted to the same Miiverse. So you can easily surf both at the same time. So if you're posting from 3DS, it's going to show up for your friends on here. And of course you can post and share screenshots on the Miiverse. So that's definitely a lot of fun to do. And you can go to your user page as well, and it kind of shows you your activity. It shows you can display your favorite post, you can show your general information on here. You can go to activities, you can show as much or as little as you want as well. So you can see my activities. I've been posting a lot about Tamagotchi life. So for example, here's Andre from GVGINU, who is inspecting his Virtual Boy collection. That's the glory of Tamagotchi life. But also from the page, you can check out your connections here, which will show you how many friends you have. It shows you how many people are following you, or how many people you're following, and how many followers you have. And you can just kind of generally manage friends down here. I haven't really messed with this too much before, but let's pick somebody that I never interact with ever. Let's see. Let's hit the X. You can easily remove people from your friends here as well. So it's pretty easy to actually manage your friends from the Miiverse as well. There is a separate app for managing friends, but now that I look at this seems to work a hell of a lot better. So that's a very simple rundown of the Miiverse. I personally recommend going in there and exploring as much as you can. Add favorite communities. You can change to different Miiverses, whether it's Japan, Europe, the Americas, whichever. But the Miiverse is definitely a very interesting and unique feature for the Wii U. Alright, so let's talk about off-screen play. The majority of the games on the Wii U support it. And I'm just going to show you as an example Mario Kart, because I see a lot of questions about Mario Kart on the Wii U in reference to the off-screen play, because people kind of get stuck showing the same scene from the game on both the TV and the gamepad. So I'm just going to jump into a random race here, and I'm going to show you how off-screen is done in this game. And of course, the off-screen can be done at any point. And most any game will allow you to just drop it directly off-screen onto the gamepad to enjoy away from TV in case you have kids that want to watch TV, or a spouse, or who knows what. But off-screen play is definitely a big plus for the system. Alright, you can see the gamepad is just kind of showing the horn, and off to the right there you've got a map, you've got the ability to turn the motion control on or off, and in the top right hand corner you see there's a little picture of the actual screen. So if we're in the middle of playing the game itself, all you have to do is tap the top right corner, and there's your off-screen play. Now, in the case of Mario Kart, it's going to show the same thing on both screens. If you need to switch back, all you got to do, swipe to the right, and it pops right back. See that? Tap it to put it on a gamepad, swipe right, tap, swipe right. And of course, you can also do your map from here too, and also swipes right. Plenty of other games, there's either a separate option to do that from the menu, so you would pause the game, or it's as simple as pressing or holding down the minus button in many games. So from there, you really might want to check the manual for each game to if you want to go off screen, just to kind of verify what you need to do. Alright, so now let's talk Virtual Console. Currently on the Wii U, there is NES, SNES, and Game Boy Advance games that are available on the console. Now what I want to do is I want to focus on Game Boy Advance for a moment, because Game Boy Advance does offer additional features. So let's go to Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance here. As you can see, I have lots of Virtual Console games, so I definitely know this particular feature. Alright, so within the Virtual Console, it's going to show the exact same thing. The exact same thing on both the TV and the gamepad. So there's nothing additional you need to do if you want to play off screen. But here's where things get interesting. Now, if you tap the screen, it brings up a separate menu. And you can also press the ZR button to access this as well. But it shows settings, you can create restore point, you can load restore point, so you can basically stop and suspend a game at any point and return to it later. And there's also settings, which can vary per title, of course. Now, the interesting thing with the Game Boy Advance titles is they offer screen smoothing, so you can turn that on or off to kind of smooth things out, which you might not notice much of a difference on camera here. And of course, the TV mode, whether you want to go full screen or pixel perfect, that again comes down to your preference. It depends on what you personally feel looks better. And controller settings, you just select the controller you want to configure, and you can configure it button by button to match up, or simply return to default. Alright, now also when playing Game Boy Advance games, you can turn screen smoothing on and off with a click of the right stick. Now, I don't know if you can see the difference there, especially on the gamepad, but simply clicking it on and off, that's it. Now, one more thing that makes the Game Boy Advance games in particular so different is there's a question mark in the bottom left-hand corner. If you press that question mark, it brings up the full manual from the Game Boy Advance, and you can page through it. Now, not only that, but if you want, you can press the play on TV, and what happens is the gamepad is still showing the manual, but the TV is showing the game itself. So you can flip through the manual while you're playing, and the game will continue. So if you're trying to look for some bit of information or any sort of hint or a tip, that's the way to do it. Hopefully they'll add that feature at some point for SNES and NES and any other new games or new systems they add. And DS games and N64 games are coming soon. N64 they haven't officially confirmed, but it's showing on their website, and DS, in some regions they've already started shipping out some games. Now, of course, there are numerous accessories available for the Wii U. Of course, there's a wide array of controllers. Everything that worked on the Wii will, for the most part, as far as I'm aware, work on the Wii U. That even goes for the balance board, off-brand controllers, the original Wiimotes, not the Plus, but the original Wiimotes. And the original Wiimotes will function with the Wii U, unless the game itself does specifically state it needs a Wiimote Plus. If you were to purchase Wii Party U, that actually comes with a Wiimote Plus, as well as a stand for the gamepad to lay it down flat on a table, because there are multiple games on that collection that do require the gamepad to be flat. There is an extended battery for the gamepad as well. I recommend it. I personally feel it's well worth the price. The current battery life for the gamepad is roughly 2.5 to 3 hours, and that's at a nearly full brightness. And that's normal play, you know. The gamepad, the extended battery basically doubles that lifespan. And for me, that typically means during the average day when I'm not doing a 10-hour binge session, that I'll get plenty of play out of the gamepad for the day, and I can charge it overnight. Just drop it in that dock and let the gamepad charge overnight. The WiiU Pro controller, which I have one right here, is probably the accessory that I would recommend most for your average gamer. It looks and functions much like the Xbox 360 controller does, except it does not require a separate battery pack. This controller by itself actually usually maintains around an 80-hour battery life. And you can see LR buttons and LLZ and RZ as well. Controller layout much like the other modern controllers, and functions just the same. It's a very comfortable controller, very useful. I highly recommend this, and you can often find these on sale for between $25 and $30 from places like Amazon or locally. So keep an eye out if you want a good Pro controller, and I think the Nintendo site may have them refurbished as well, but I'm not 100% positive on that. And of course, you can get the good old Wiimote. This is the black one, not going to show up too well on camera. Standard nunchuck works well with it as well. And you can get nunchuck and Wiimote combinations refurbished from Nintendo's website for $20. And as well as that, the Wii U itself is only $200 refurbished there. In addition, there is the classic controller for the Wii, which does function with some Wii U games. And of course, you need this to play Virtual Console games that are on the standard Wii. So if you were to switch the system into Wii mode, which I'll get to here in a moment, you would need this to play things like the SNES or N64 games, and a few other systems as well. There's also the steering wheel, which you can use with any sort of racing game or Mario Kart. Now, with the wheel, the Wiimote just plugs right into it, and you have access to the B button in the back. And this comes in a few different colors, notably red and green. And if you buy the Mario Kart Wii U if you buy the Mario Kart Wii U bundle, you actually get a specially designed Wii wheel as well. But pretty much everything that functions on the Wii works on the Wii U, and it has its own special accessories. And kind of piggybacking off of that, if you were to pick up any game and take a look, for example, we've got Mario Kart 8 here. You can see it shows the array of controllers on the back that actually work with the game. Now, depending upon what game you pick up, it'll have different amounts. This pretty much works with anything you can possibly think of. You can see Gamepad, Classic Controller, Pro Controller, Wiimote Nunchuck, and the Wiimote by itself. It shows it in the wheel, but the wheel, of course, is not required. In some games, it might just have the Gamepad. It might just have the Wiimote and Nunchuck, and it might have a number as well showing how many players it supports. But all the information is right on the back of the Wii U case. Wii cases support that as well. As to backwards compatibility with the Wii U, everything, as far as I'm aware, everything on the Wii works on the Wii U. And it's as simple as plugging a Wii disc into the system. Now, for the main menu here, you see we have the Wii button. All we do is click that. It's going to ask you to point a Wiimote at the TV. So, have a handy Wiimote here in my hand. We'll just point at the TV. And you can either do TV and Gamepad, because you can display the Wii on the Gamepad itself using it as a monitor. Unfortunately, currently the Gamepad doesn't function as a controller for the Wii. But you can do TV and Gamepad, or you can do TV only. So in this case, we'll do TV only, so as to not waste the Wii U Gamepad life. Battery life, excuse me. And it pops up like it would a normal Wii. And from here, it brings up the normal Wii menu that we all know and love, or maybe a lot of you never played the Wii, and now you have access to one. So, as you can see, I have a few old school Wii Virtual Console games here, and I want you to keep in mind that when you go to Club Nintendo, a lot of games now, the way they're branding them will show as being available for the Wii U, and they aren't necessarily available for the Wii U. They're available for the Wii. So you would download them to the Wii, go into the Wii mode to play them, and then they're available for you. So keep that in mind. Double and triple check that, because if you get an N64 game right now, you'll have to play it in Wii mode, so you would require a classic controller. Now from here, of course, you would see your game appear on the top left corner. There's your Mii Maker. So if I were to put a game in there, a disc in there, say like, Skyward Sword, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, it'll play. And all I need is the handy Wii remote and the nunchuck, and I'm good to go. So pretty much anything you're going to go to the store and purchase will function in Wii mode, as if it were a normal Wii. So with your brand new Wii U purchase, you have a Wii as well.
Let anyone tell you that the Wii U doesn't have a robust library. Here's a bunch of recommendations for you. As for exclusive titles, New Super Mario Bros. U, New Super Luigi U, which is more or less an expansion of New Super Mario Bros. U, Super Mario 3D World, a fantastic 3D Mario game, wonderful 101, a game with controls that are difficult to learn but incredibly rewarding. It's a fantastic game, criminally underrated and undersold. Also, I'd recommend the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, as well as the Lego City Undercover, Monster Hunter Ultimate, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Nintendo Land, Game & Wario, both of those titles for multiplayer specifically, and Pikmin 3 and Zombie U, both of which are high quality games. Zombie U is kind of an average game that's done very well. Pikmin 3 is excellent. These are definitely the ones that I recommend that are exclusive. The non-exclusive titles that I recommend on Wii U are Rayman Legends, which was initially supposed to be an exclusive anyway, but is still the definitive version. Deus Ex Human Revolution, another one that was supposed to be exclusive, but is still the definitive version. Scribblenauts, either one of the games are great on the system. Batman Arkham City and Origins. Arkham City Armored Edition is a fantastic version of it, and Origins, the Wii U got the only one that wasn't completely broken. So if you enjoy the Arkham games, get that one. Child of Light is excellent. Injustice Gods Among Us is really good. Resident Evil Revelations is great on the system. Splinter Cell Blacklist is really good. Multiplayer is kind of lacking in that one though. Mass Effect 3 is good, and Need for Speed Most Wanted
The Wii U got a very good version of that game, so definitely check those titles out. Most of these can be found for $20 or less if you look around on Amazon and GameStop. The titles I'd recommend on the Wii U's eShop are Unepic, if you love Castlevania, specifically Symphony of the Night, which it reminds me of. Trine 2 is great. Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams is a lot of fun. Bit Trip Runner 2 is excellent platforming. Castle Storm and Swords and Soldiers are both great if you love tower defense games. Especially good if you want to play multiplayer, both online and local. Cloudberry Kingdom is a phenomenal platforming game that will really test your skills. Even if you're not that great at platforming games, it'll ease you into doing really crazy stuff. Nano Assault Neo is a fantastic game, looks great, lots of fun to play. Mutant Mudds Deluxe, very 8-bit-ish, but very, very good game. Scram Kitty is Buddy on Rails, very unique, reminds me a lot of Radiant Silvergun and Gunstar Heroes, among others. Shovel Knight is not even out yet. I can already tell you that game's phenomenal. I mean, just check out all the trailers, talk to people that have actually played it. That's a game to get. DuckTales Remastered, which is an HD version of the old school NES game, phenomenal. I absolutely love every minute of that game. The titles I'd recommend for the Wii, I've got a big list here. So, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, both are phenomenal Mario games. Probably the best 3D Marios out there. Some debate Mario 64, but still, those two are the best. Zelda Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword. Some people argue over Skyward Sword, but I recently completed it, and I think it's one of the finest Zelda titles. Smash Bros. Brawl. Xenoblade Chronicles, which if you like the looks of Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U, you need to play Xenoblade Chronicles. You cannot call yourself an RPG fan, have the ability to play Xenoblade Chronicles, and not play Xenoblade Chronicles. Go get it. Pandora's Tower, The Last Story, Murmoss of the Demon's Blade, Okami, Mad World, No More Heroes 1 and 2, Sin and Punishment Star Successor, Lost in Shadow, Punch-Out!, Kirby's Epic Yarn, Super Paper Mario, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, Excite Truck, Pikmin 1 and 2, the Metroid Trilogy, and Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I'm sure there's plenty that I'm missing, and I'm sure you guys can recommend a lot more to me that I don't have on the list, so check the comments for more. Just to give you a quick snapshot of upcoming games to be excited for, keep an eye out for Bayonetta 1 and 2. Bayonetta 2 is coming out in October, and they're bundling Bayonetta 1 in there with it, with extra content that wasn't there before. Bayonetta is probably my second favorite action game to Wonderful 101, so look out for that one. Hyrule Warriors looks great. It's a Dynasty Warriors game, but they're giving it a whole new makeover with Zelda, and it looks amazing. Plus, you're going to get to play as Midna, among a hell of a lot of other characters, so keep an eye out for that one. Watch Dogs I'm putting on this list just because I know they're really going to give that game something special on the Wii U. So keep an eye on that one. I'm waiting to see more from it. Project Cars, the team behind Project Cars is really investing in the success of the game on Wii U, so they are worth keeping an eye on. Definitely. That's going to be a great game once it releases. Splatoon's coming sometime next year. Crazy Nintendo third-person / first-person shooter thing. It's crazy. Go check out a lot of the E3 footage. It looks amazing. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Super Smash Brothers, that goes without saying. So that's going to be a must-own. Xenoblade Chronicles X, again, like I just said, you need Xenoblade Chronicles if you haven't already gotten it. Devil's Third looks phenomenal. It looks like it's going to be a literal Call of Duty killer on the system. That one is one to keep an eye on. Yoshi's Woolly World, incredibly cute, and it's Yoshi. Who doesn't love Yoshi? And Sonic Boom. I'm reserving judgment on that one because I generally like Sonic games, but a lot of people did not like what was shown at E3. So hopefully that one's going to turn out better. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter and Google+. I'll see you guys next time.